Ladies and gentlemen, about a month ago, Bitcoin went downwards to $52,000. That was the bottom of the descending channel formation. We bounced from the bottom of that descending channel formation, also bouncing from a very important weekly chart RSI support zone in the form of a descending wedge formation. And from that bounce, we managed to develop an upwards trend on the 4-hourly chart, on the medium-term time frames. Doesn't really matter what time frame you look at. Fact of the matter is that upwards trend was constituted of a higher low right there and a higher high, which we marked very recently at 66k. So a very strong upwards trend. Now, this upwards trend structure was underpinned by an underlying level of support. This support right here. In fact, I'll make it pink just so you can see it. There it is, stemming from the September 7th wick down to 52k. It held Bitcoin upwards on every single retracement downwards. And now on this current retracement, we are showing signs of weakness, looking like we might break it to the downside. So there could be a corrective move on Bitcoin, the first real corrective move we've seen from 52k. The question is that a bad thing? Is that something to worry about? And the answer is no. In fact, we looked at this yesterday, and we said very clearly, we looked at the Bitcoin chart, we said very clearly yesterday that we'd either start correcting from 66 or we'd start correcting from the top of the channel itself at around 68. It looks like that correction is starting from 66. And now we just have to look into where this correction can go while remaining healthy. If it goes too low, of course, that is a sign that this is not good. It's a sign that actually, no, this is rolling over and we're going back downwards. And that would be tragic considering we just developed an upwards trend. So what are the parameters of this correction? Where can it go? Why is it happening? What do the charts look like in general? We'll get into all of that today. Guys, before we get into it though, I want to mention the VIP group on Telegram is currently on sale, right? It was $300 US. It is now $225 US for access to the VIP group until April 1st next year. You're getting 4 trading signals a week. Those trading signals have a 78.39% win rate over the course of 2 years of trading results. Exceptionally good stuff there. You're also getting access to a group chat. So check out VIP membership. It's on sale for literally like 4.5 days now. You're running out of time, so go ahead and do that if you're interested. If not, that's all good. Let's get back into the content. So when looking into the correction we're seeing here, we need to give you some cyclical context. It looks like Bitcoin is probably reconnecting to the 4-year cycle. At least that's what it looks like right now. Now, it doesn't actually have to be true. The 4-year cycle could secretly be broken and we just don't know it yet. But as of right now, it does seem to be the case that we're connecting to the 4-year cycle once more. We deviated very, very heavily from the 4-year cycle at the start of this year, reaching the top in March at 73k, much earlier than expected. We don't usually break all-time highs before the halving. That's the first time we've ever done that. I think everyone knows we moved very rapidly right there, massively earlier than expected. If we're actually taking date range measurements here, we can look at the last 2 cycles. And I know 2 cycles isn't really a trend. You need 3 data points for a trend. But given the underlying trends within what I'm measuring here, which is the broader 4-year cycle trends that we've looked at in this channel many, many times, I'll just flick it on the screen so you can see it. All of these trends right here on the screen. It actually does make sense to use just 2 data points when measuring from all-time high to all-time high breakout. So let's go ahead and do that right now. And then I'll come to a conclusion. I'll explain it a bit more clearly there because you might have been confused what I just said. The all-time high in 2013 to the break of that all-time high in the following cycle took about 1,100 days. Okay, in the next cycle, again, it took 1,100 days. So we have an established trend here. Yes, it's only 2 data points, but it's part of a larger kind of umbrella trend. An established trend here that it takes 1,100 days to breach the all-time high placed in the prior bull market. Now, this time, it didn't take 1,100 days. In fact, it only took like 850 days, meaning we were about 250 days ahead of schedule in March. And this is probably the best explanation you're going to get for why we've seen such extensive consolidation here. Okay, moved upwards way too soon, had to take a massive breather, had to take a massive break to get back on track. If we were to take 1,100 days like we did in the last 2 cycles, we would only be breaching all-time highs in November. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make here, I'm going to make it further on Bitcoin dominance in a second, is that even though we've seen such extensive consolidation to the point in which it's the start of October now, and we're still consolidating, we haven't broken out of the channel formation, it's still not really enough. Like, we still could potentially consolidate for another whole month, and that would get us fully back on track. Right now, we're about 30 to 40 days ahead of schedule still. We were 250 days ahead of schedule. We're about 30, 40 days ahead of schedule now. Bitcoin dominance says the same thing. If we're looking at Bitcoin dominance, And we're taking into account the fact that the 4-year cycle very clearly predicts a top in October 2025. Altcoin seasons on Bitcoin dominance generally last about 300 days. If it was to last 300 days, assuming we're going to be topping in October 2025, that would start in November. So then you can say very clearly that an all-time high breakout on Bitcoin would line up with an altcoin season, and an altcoin season is a clear representation of human sentiment, which is parabolia, greed, just euphoria in general. So what I'm trying to say here is that the cyclical charts, which underpin the entirety of Bitcoin's price action since 2012, I've said the word underpin about 4 times in this video. I don't know if you noticed that, but now you certainly have. Those trends, those big trends that have done so much for the Bitcoin price action, that have told us everything about Bitcoin's tops and bottoms historically, they say the optimal time for an all-time high breakout would be around November, give or take. Now, it wouldn't be the end of the world if we broke it next week, right? Because that would be within the room for error. But the point is, it's not really the end of the world if we don't either, because November is when it's expected to happen. So as long as it happens somewhere between, let's say, October and December, we're perfectly on track. So seeing a correction here, and this is where I'll bring it back to the video topic, seeing Bitcoin, struggle with 66K, break down from 65K, struggle with potentially, not quite yet, but potentially losing a very important ascending support line for this short-term move. Seeing Bitcoin threaten to go back down to the bull market support band. Seeing Ethereum reject from a very major resistance zone at around 2,700, which, you can see right there on the screen in red, very major resistance zone. Seeing the total 3 find overhead resistance just after breaking out of a major descending channel formation. These things aren't really a problem yet because we shouldn't really be expecting them to break outwards yet anyway. So all of this is kind of just regular price action. It's like we're not really meant to be breaking out yet anyway. So seeing corrections before the breakout or corrections during the breakout, especially after such a massive impulse to the upside, about 3 weeks of continuous upwards moves, is not a problem at all. So these corrections we're seeing on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Total 3 is not problematic for me at all. I think it's completely normal. Where do I think Bitcoin can go while remaining healthy? Well, that's a different question. We're going to get into that now. Now, I want to be very clear here. As of right now, Bitcoin hasn't really even properly broken down yet. I mean, we look at the daily chart RSI, we see very clearly Bitcoin actually doing a resistance support flip on a critical daily chart RSI line. You can see it right there. There's the resistance support flip. So right now, we're not even in an active breakdown. And even that short-term chart I showed you, it's like, yeah, we're barely breaking down here. There's no volume surge. There's no active breakdown here. But assuming an active breakdown was to occur, which isn't really a stretch, it could very well happen. If it doesn't happen from here at 66, it could very well happen from 68, and it wouldn't be a problem. It kind of doesn't really matter when it happens. The point still stands. Assuming those things happen, I think the Bitcoin can go all the way down to around 61.3K and remain healthy. The point is, the reason is the bull market support band is in that price region. That's also the peak of one of the prior moves right here. You can see it was the neckline of resistance during this kind of what almost looks like an inverted head and shoulders pattern. That's kind of a neckline right there at 61.3K. 61.3K is also the monthly chart all-time high from 2021. 61.3K on Bitcoin would also line up with about 2,500 to 2,400 on Ethereum, which again would be a neckline of a W formation we formed on Ethereum. So very important level at about 61.3K for Bitcoin, about 2,500, 2,400 on Ethereum. And on the total 61.3K or whatever it was on Bitcoin would line up with basically a retest of the top of the structure we just broke. So overall, even though Bitcoin's not in an active breakdown, it could very well develop into one. And even if it doesn't do it now, if it does it at 68K, if Bitcoin eventually sees a correction here, whether it happens now or later in the week, going all the way down to something like 61, even 61, which is a few thousand away, would not be cause for concern at all. That would be completely normal price action. I wouldn't be concerned about that in the slightest. If we went below that, that's when eyebrows start getting raised. And that's when you start looking for, hold on a second, is there going to be a weekly close below this level? Is there going to be a monthly close below this level? What's going on here? Are these breakouts just rolling over? Was this a trap? What's going on with the Federal Reserve? That's when you start asking those kind of questions. But until then, until we go below 61K, really just regular price action, nothing to be overly concerned about. And we're still looking for the same things here. On the macro scale, Bitcoin is still in the descending channel formation. And until that descending channel formation breaks to the upside or to the downside, nothing massive really changes. So that's the analysis, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Just a quick little reality check there, a quick little warning as well of what may be to come in the following week. I think it's good to have updates on that. So guys, VIP group on Telegram, I mentioned at the start, it's on sale right now. You don't want to miss it. At the 75 USD discount, you're not going to get a discount like that for a long time again, maybe until Christmas. So now's your time. I will mention as well, and this is very important, the Bitunix and BingX exchanges, the two exchanges I advertise on this YouTube channel on my own accord. I'm not in contracts with them. I'm not like in a partnership. I haven't signed an agreement or anything like that. I'm advertising these guys on my own accord. I reached out to them for partnership and they gave me one. And they offer you guys a 15% trading fee discount for life just by signing up with my referral link. They're global non-KYC, very safe exchanges, historically speaking. BingX has been hacked once in about 4 years of operation, maybe more, I think 5 years, not quite sure. But Bitunix has never been hacked before, so very safe historically speaking. And they've got reserves, so even if they do get hacked, you get your funds back, or at least that's what they guarantee. Again, 15% trading fee discounts down below. Sign-up bonuses available as well. So everything you need there is on those exchanges. Use my referral links down below. And the last thing I'll mention is the Crypto Academy. Become a Trader 10-unit course, which is on sale right now. So if you want to learn how to trade, which is important, everyone should know how to trade. If you're looking at TA videos, if you're watching the charts, you should be gaining knowledge here. You should be putting your knowledge to the test and throwing my ideas against your own. And that's what the Become a Trader course aims to provide you with the skills to do. Everything you need there. It's on sale right now as well. Check it out. Guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you tomorrow.